it's almost like where to start with this. So, Ryan, like I said, it's really, really hard to expect anything but a Liverpool win at Anfield this weekend, right?
Yeah, I think if you look at the betting odds, I think Liverpool are the second biggest favorites of any team playing this weekend, which shouldn't be the case when you're playing against Manchester United. But I think one, we have the recent history of these teams at Anfield, including last year when Manchester United were performing at a higher level. They still got absolutely demolished. And this year, Liverpool are much better. Manchester United are quite poor. I think probably even worse than their place in the table, if I had to say. And then they have a ton of injuries, and they're also not going to have their captain. So it just doesn't, like, it's, anything can happen. That's why the sport is great, but it just really, it's hard to make a case for anything good happening for United on Sunday.
Yeah, Stevie, I'm just like I said, I can't even ask you to try and make a case for Manchester United in this one, but how big of a win for Liverpool are you expecting in this one?
A couple of goals. I said earlier that Liverpool are averaging 3 at home, Premier League. I think they'll probably stick to that. I just don't see United scoring 3. As Ryan said, if objectively, if you look at these two sides, you really couldn't go to anywhere and try and suggest that Man United gets anything from this game. However, you said it, a minute ago, it is Liverpool Man United, and you just don't know. Onana could stand on his head. Harry Maguire could get his head in the way of stuff. I mean, they could score on the break. Liverpool, as much as I'm saying Liverpool have only let in 15 goals, they could easily have let in a lot more than that. They absolutely, at home and away, have given the opposition opportunities that they either haven't taken, or Alisson's made a save, or somebody's made a challenge. So, listen, there is always hope, but if you look at the bare facts of what these two teams are about right now, then you can't come up with a reason. So yeah, I expect Liverpool to win. I'm going to say they'll score 3. Man United might get 1, but they ain't getting 3. I don't think it's going to be 7-0, anything like that. But it really is impossible to try and figure out a reason why Manchester United get something from this game. Not rationally.
Not Rashford. Well, I suppose some sorts of good news is that Marcus Rashford appears to be back for this one. He missed out in the Champions League midweek.
Who's that good news for?
Behave
yourself, for United or Liverpool.
Behave yourself. So there's some good news there, but overall, I mean, I was at that Bayern Munich, I suppose, convincing win over Manchester United midweek, and it's not like United didn't have chances, but they really failed to bother Manuel Neuer. And you did mention that if Liverpool were supposed to have some weaknesses against this United team, it would be defensively. But overall, Ryan, it's just that you even see who Manchester United could potentially bring off the bench. And there's just, with the most respect, because there are so many youngsters that are now being put in such a difficult position, but there's really nothing there to even trouble Liverpool, even if they're set to have their worst day defensively.
Yeah, the game against Bayern, it was like, it wasn't an embarrassing scoreline, but Manchester United needed to win the game. Like, it didn't matter if they lost, and I think they ended up taking 5 shots across 90 minutes in a game that they had to win. Yeah, so that speaks to sign of the functionality of the team's attack. I mean, if I want to make a case for Manchester United, I guess, if I want to go like on the galaxy brain take, it's that the team really has no identity. It's unclear to me what they're ever trying to do in any given game. And maybe with all of the injuries, it's just obvious they have to play as if they're a relegation team that just bunkers in and counterattacks with 2 players. And so maybe that'll give them some cohesion that they don't normally have. And Liverpool have struggled with, the bunkered in defenses in the past. So maybe that works, but then you're just getting into a situation where you're just saying that Manchester United are so poor that that's going to somehow help them win the game, which really makes no sense. So
I'm gonna go for a Scott McTominay winner. I'm just kidding, Stevie. I know you know I'd love that. I even cannot go for this one in that one. But we talk about the pressure that is on Erik ten Hag. We don't need to talk about it because there is. But could this game specifically be almost the make or break game for him, especially if it is as embarrassing as the loss that they suffered to Liverpool last season?
Listen, it is possible. You know, again, you look at this United side, and the one thing you can say is that at times they look as though that attitude and that togetherness as a unit isn't there. And if you do that at Anfield with that crowd against you, then it's possible that you capitulate. I don't think that's going to happen. You know, typically, never mind Man United, but most footballers, after having criticism, step it up a little. So I expect, because Man United are going to Anfield, the players automatically should step it up a little. So yeah, I don't expect an embarrassment here. I certainly expect a Liverpool win, but embarrassing, no, I don't think so.